Hey, Vikrant here.
Hey, I'm Jana. Today we'll be discussing
First steps as a student in Aachen in Germany.
So the first week in Aachen, the most important things you will need to do is sign a contract for your health insurance.
Open a bank account, sign and finish all the paperwork that is required. After you have already opened your account in your home country, you basically need to transfer it to your Aachen account or your German bank account.
And also get a German phone number.
Very important, makes life a lot easier.
Yes. Yeah, and if you want to get a phone also, so I got a new phone with a contract, so you can also do that and pay it out with money.
You need your passport actually to in the first weeks because you have just arrived in Germany. You need your passport to get a prepaid card also. Remember that.
Official orientation.
So they had organized orientation for us so basically they introduced us to the course and what we would all need to do in that first week.
But that is only for international students who are part of INTAC. So there are also some English courses, automotive, metallurgy and all, that do not undergo this process.
Actually, I met someone from metallurgy there.
Metallurgy undergoes that process, or someone from metallurgy sneaked into a...
Registering in the university.
The university would have already given you some details, some information of what all documents to bring and what all you need to show and what time and where you need to be. So just go check that out. And once you apply to Germany, most of the application procedures, they don't really require you to send your originals already, which is much cheaper compared to what we had to do in the USA. Send your TOEFL test, send your GRE, basically everything original every time. Here we just sent a photocopy or a scan or something, and once you come here finally you can show it to the university. So your admission is always conditional based on you being able to give the originals at the time that is required.
Also, something really important to do in the first few months is your residency permit. So you will get a visa which will most likely be for 3 months. So it is recommended that you start the residency permit application procedure at least a month before it runs out.
At least.
Yeah. So in Aachen, we did it at the main university building.
Tempelgraben,
Super-C.
something, the address, okay.
Doesn't really matter.
Super-C.
Super-C. And it was really busy around that period because everyone was doing it at
I
that
remember
time. So people went from
4 a.m. going
to
there, and the initial first day it's really cold. You get your wine, you sit there hoping and waiting for the office to open. Now it's not that unorganized. Now I have heard that they give you appointments, numbering system.
Yeah.
So it's much easier right now, but still plan ahead.
Yes. Then you will have to renew that visa a year and a half or so afterwards. So there is where it might get tricky because you need the money to show that. So you might need to borrow
You
a
will
bit
learn
or
tricks.
get new. You will learn tricks to do that. We have a different video for that.
Not yet, but we have actually somewhere you can find. Go watch all videos. Somewhere you will find it.
Finding rooms in Aachen.
Finding rooms in Aachen is really tough. So in the initial first 1 week, I had found a room by some guy who was going home for just a week. But luckily, we had this International Academy lottery system where I was lucky enough to find a room right in the first week. So after I came to Germany, the first 2-3 days, I knew that I would have a room starting from the next month.
Yeah, the
I
administration.
still don't know what the full form of INTAC is.
International Academy.
That's how. Where's the T?
International
Academy. Okay,
Yes.
we'll cut this part. So moving on. It was going to be a brilliant room, an awesome room. It had the perfect view, and then I met her and she stole my room away.
So we had no idea, or I had no idea before we went there, that there was going to be this lottery thing. So I was very pleasantly surprised when a few days before I left for Germany, I got that I have a room in a dorm in Aachen. So for the first week before 1st September, I stayed with relatives in Cologne and traveled by myself to Aachen, where we had orientation. And
The initial orientation week, that was
yes.
nice. We had treasure hunt sort.
and then
We
from,
won.
okay. And then from 1st September, we moved into our rooms. But the other guys who didn't get rooms via this lottery had to search
A lot
for-
longer.
Yeah. So at the beginning, it's much more difficult than later on.
By the way, this was done specially by Intact. Not every university, not every course does that. Intact
Yeah,
is the
this is
international
just
course
specifically for our
for
course.
our course and MME and PSE in Aachen.
Yeah.
So thank you, Intact, for that. It made my life a lot easier.
Much. So in the beginning,
sure.
you will be using, I presume, WG Gesucht, which is the most popular website
By
to
far
search
the
for,
most popular.
for roommates. And the most difficult part is that you're going to be doing it from your home country and in the beginning. And they will want to meet you. And even if they
Interview
agree
you.
to Skype, even if they agree to Skype with you, their chances are not really that great. And for Aachen also, specifically, you have a few groups on Facebook, like
Which are very useful.
Inkas Aachen, or
There's
Börse
There's huge Indians in Aachen, Germans in Aachen, French in Aachen,
Yeah.
Africans in Aachen. So you can always contact those people right from your country, and they usually at least know whom to contact if they don't have a direct
And these
option.
groups post vacant rooms, even if it's just for a month or two. I suggest if you can get it. No, I don't think that's for this video. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's important. In the first month, learn how to cook. That's if you have never done it before, you are maybe going on diet. Also, while you're learning, you might as well learn the rest of the German because it's all important.
Okay, I think we really need to redo this.